Hi folks, how you doing today? Scott Cohen here. Just wanted to give you a bit of a heads up regarding ACC 5550. Basically, this is the fraud class that you signed up for your forensic accounting concentration. So I wanted to go over, online course. Wanted to go over the syllabus, a few other things, make sure everybody gets off on the right foot. It's a short class, only 7 weeks long. 7 weeks long, so you really don't have a lot of time to get lost, things like that. So first, we're going to take a look at the syllabus. So here you go, kind of our fancy syllabus here. For some reason, they seem to like these in the MBA class. So hopefully, you're in the right place. I imagine you are. 5550 fraud examination. Of course, it's online. Notice here, 3 credit hours. It's a required MBA class if you're in forensic accounting. Okay. There's no prerequisite, but if you were in the forensic accounting concentration, you must have had some sort of accounting along the way. You had to have AIS, I think, auditing, intermediate 1, intermediate 2. Okay. So anyway, bottom line, just to let you know, you obviously have had some accounting. So here's my information right here. It's my name and stuff. Title, not that you need to know that, but I can tell you, see this right here, this cell number. So I can tell you, I'm not in my office. I am in the office, but not very many people call me there. The cell number is definitely better. Now, the only thing I could tell you is if you're going to call me on the cell phone, I don't know about you, but I get a ton of spam calls on my cell phone. So you might want to text me first and say, hey, this is Joe from your, fraud examination course at UNCP. Can I give you a call real quick about something or what have you? Just so that when your number pops up, I don't go, who the heck is this? Is this another spam? Okay. Mostly, probably the best way to get in touch with me is through my email address right there. So, either way will work. I could just tell you just like you, I get my cell phone and I'm like, who's this 252 area code or whatever it is, 336, and I'm like, I don't know anybody there. So anyway, that would be my suggestion. By the way, as far as office hours go, I have no idea. I'm guessing most of you guys are working. I know when I was in graduate school, I was working. So if you need to meet with me, send me an email. We'll work it out between the schedules, because there's no point in me telling you, well, I'm available this night or that day or whatever, if you're not available at that time. Okay? So I try to work with the students when they need me. All right? Just give me a heads up, and as best I can, I'll work it out with you. Okay? By the way, to let you know, the UNC webpage has changed. To let you know, I can't find hardly anything on that darn thing anymore. Okay? I'm not kidding. So if you can't find something, by the way, ask these folks at helpdesk at uncp.edu. To be honest with you, outside of Canvas and a few things that I normally use, like I go up to look academic calendar, and for some reason, you would think finding an academic calendar would be easy, but it's not. So anyway, just want to let you know, they just changed that this summer, and they're still working on it, I guess. Okay? Give you the course description, the course rationale, the course objectives. You can read all of those items. I'm not going to read them to you. Probably wouldn't hurt you to do it. By the way, here's our required textbook. Forensic Accounting and Fraud Examination, Kranecker, 3rd edition. So you can see here, you could rent this book for $44. By the way, this is the same book. So when you take 5551 in the spring, right, I teach that course as well. It's the other half of the textbook. So, I don't know. Let's see, from October through March, whatever that is, I guess that's about 6 months. That's probably how long you're going to, or maybe 130 days, that might work. Figure out the days. The only thing is about this book, there's not a lot of forensic and fraud books out there. It's not like financial or intermediate or managerial accounting where there's tons of different textbooks, or even tax. There's not a lot of them out there. There is no publisher software. So if you're used to using Connect or My Accounting Lab or something like that, we don't have it. Basically, everything is going to be uploaded on a sheet of paper, just to let you know. Okay? By the way, you will need access to a laptop or PC. we're going to use something. We're going to use a software called IDEA, and the IDEA software will not work on a Mac. Okay, will not work on a Mac. So basically, what that means is that if you got a MacBook or whatever, it's not going to work, or Apple product. So you're going to have to get yourself access to some sort of PC. Now, I don't know, maybe somebody out there is pretty creative. I just had a student in another class, not using this software, but another one, who had an Apple product, and they tried to use, I don't know, some kind of software that I guess emulates PC. Anyway, it wouldn't work. So just to let you know up front, you got to have access to that. A little bit about the course outline. So basically it's in modules. So here's module 1, right? Tells you what you need to do. You need to watch some videos, download and install, read chapter 1, and then here are the assignments right here for a total of 85 points. Okay? Then you go down here, week 2, again it's 85 points. Now notice in week 3, because we have this midterm, that's 200 points, okay? Total is 285 points. Now, as far as what the midterm goes, okay, I'm going to have to see. I can tell you that they've been having a lot of trouble with ProctorU, or whatever it is, the software. So we'll see. It may be Proctor. Okay. So just keep in mind, and I have to check it out. It may wind up. Normally, it should be Proctor. This is an accounting course, and all other accounting courses, the items are proctored. But I got to check and see about using that software. Okay. The bottom line is, if you've done your work and you read your book, you're going to be fine. Okay. All right. And some of the questions that I'll show you when we go over the Canvas layout, they'll kind of give you an idea of what they're looking for. Okay. So also, the only other thing to let you know, everything is due at the end of the week except the discussion board. The discussion board you need to start on Wednesday, because I can't have everybody doing a discussion board the very, Sunday night at 11:50, right? That's not going to work. So you got to do one thing early and then 2 additional ones before the end of the week. Okay? Anyway, it follows the same way all the way through. All right? Here, participation and attendance. Basically, here it's an online class. It's did you do your work? Okay. Academic honesty. Again, especially with the proctoring and what have you. It's pretty tough with an online course. If there's no proctoring, you don't even know who actually took your test. Okay. And I can tell you, I've taught at a lot of different schools. I mean, I know some folks have only been here at UNCP. But I taught for 13 years at NC State, University of Alabama, University of South Alabama, Campbell University, North Carolina Wesleyan, Mount Olive, Campbell. Basically, if they were willing to pay me enough money, I taught for it. So I've taught for a lot of different places, University of Indianapolis. So anyway, bottom line is, in accounting, don't cheat. That I can tell you, the one thing you could definitely do to really mess things up for you is to get caught cheating in an accounting class. Okay, and I'm not saying you're going to do this. I'm just warning you. Also, when you go to write the answers, you don't listen. The answers to these things, I'm not looking for you to write like you're writing a dissertation or a master's thesis, right? You don't have to mess with ChatGPT and all that. That's not the kind of answer I'm looking for. Just make sure it's well written, not a lot of spelling errors, things like this. Okay, I'm not an English professor, and I'm not going to look at them for that. All right. So there's no point. Don't take the prompt question, toss it in the ChatGPT, and let it spit something out. Or if you do that, you better rewrite it. Okay, just to let you know. Okay. Let's see. Academic honor code. You can read all about that here. I haven't had any trouble here with that yet. Special accommodations. If by chance you have some sort of accommodation, make sure the folks at UNCP know. If you have one, I'm sure you know what to do. Then they contact me, and then we make arrangements for it. Okay. Let's see. Anything else? Absences. I don't know. University sanctioned events. I don't think that's normally for undergraduates. People on a football team, or they're going on a study abroad, or whatever. Okay. You don't really have to worry about that too much. Religious holidays, same kind of thing. Let's see, course communication. Anyway, I would, again, I think the best way to get in touch with me is via email. That would be my suggestion to you. Again, feel free to use my cell phone. But I'm telling you, I'm not as tethered to my cell phone as some other people are. So you're going to want to text me first, especially if you want to get in touch with me. Okay. Again, online, I think, I don't want to go through this different stuff, but be careful about how you write. Don't be rude. Don't use all capital letters, stuff like this. Just a reminder, you need a PC, not a Mac. And the other thing here, technology malfunctions. Okay, so listen, everything's due on Sunday. Here's a word of advice to you. Don't wait until Sunday to do everything, all right? It's not a good idea. I could tell you, for some reason, there always seems to be a thunderstorm and electrical outages on Sunday night. I don't know. At least that's when the students tell me they happen. If it happens once, okay. But if you're one of those people that every week you have an issue, I don't have any problem. Eventually, I'll say something about it. Okay. Then hopefully we just don't go down that road. Okay. All right. Anyway, and here's the grading. Okay. By the way, to be honest with you, most students in this class, they're accounting students. They tend to be very good, and they tend to do very well. I do not recall a single student in all the years I've been teaching this class, which I think is going on 3 now. I've taught this class a bunch of times. It's A's and B's. That's because they're good students doing good work, and I don't expect anything different now. All right, folks, that's a little bit about the syllabus. I don't think you can read the rest of this stuff here. Blah, 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 disclaimer, all that kind of good stuff. Anyway, just want to give you a bit of a heads up. I'll be back to go over the Canvas shell and how that works in just a minute.